Welcome. Welcome to the Shakti Awakener podcast. And welcome to this collaboration with the Love Seat podcast. Here today, I have my beautiful sister Ruxandra. And this is me, Indra, the host of the Shakti Awakener podcast.
In case you didn't know.
In case you didn't know, in case this is your first time in which you're here with us, we are so happy to have you here and to welcome you into this juicy, activated quantum space. Because today we will cover a topic that we have lived, and that is how to work with the power of the quantum field and how to embody God. How to embody the higher states of consciousness of God states, the Siddhic states. Which here today, my sister is a pro at this. She is the one that actually gave me so much of the embodiment of God, and you taught me so much about the field. I feel like the powers of working with the field also kind of accelerated being here in Bali and just like through my natural work. But in the beginning, when I became a healer, you were definitely the one that introduced me to how to heal from a distance and how to create these powerful spaces in ceremonies and work with the quantum field. And even in my day-to-day life, you were kind of like introducing me to this. Because if you didn't know, we are actually blood sisters, if there is not a resemblance to this. And I would say she is more like the quantum architect of the family, and I'm more like the sexual activator of the family,
It's
like the
true.
black sheep of the family, because I am a tantra teacher. If you're first listening to this. But I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna let you say something too. Like, tell me about you, just like in very short terms, because we already filmed a podcast episode together about her path and about the Jinkies and about ETs and Arcturians and more of this juicy stuff. So.
Yeah. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for having me here. I feel like you should go and watch first the YouTube episode or the podcast episode on the Jinkies, because it's going to be a really nice and smooth introduction connected to what we're going to talk about today. And a Libra can talk forever. It's true. And I feel like I should begin actually by thanking to the people of the land, like the Balinese people and the energy of Bali, for holding such a pure space here, because it feels very easy for us to tap into these higher God states and to actually use our power to the fullest potential that we can ever access moment to moment. Because it feels like in other countries, of course, there's more density and it's not as pure. And here, people are just like so much in their heart. They're so kind, they're so loving. And this is the most pure, high frequency that you can ever be tapped into. And then from this space, you can keep on expanding and expanding and expanding.
Yeah, it's so true. And I feel like so many points that I want to talk about are coming from here because it's true that when you go into the Western world and especially like a very big city, you cannot fully drop into that space in your heart and like really feel God, which leads me to another point that God is actually love. And people think that they're spiritual because they know of you like esoteric stuff, but it's actually you're spiritual and like really connected to God if you're in your heart. And I also feel like in these bigger cities, people are so much in their minds that there is not that field of energy of love and unity how there is on this island, for example, in which you can actually like fully drop into the energy of God and access the quantum field and access the powers that we have inside of us.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's so powerful to be here. And indeed, God is in our hearts, it's in our cells. I always say this thing, that God is not out there in the sky, but is actually inside of us. And it's revealed through the power of our genetics. So when you vibrate at a high frequency, you basically tap into these very high CD states, God states, in which most of the times the gurus in the world reside. And then when your DNA is vibrating at a low frequency, this is when you're disconnected from the field, when you are in your shadows, in your little human self, when you're actually contracted and tense, and you're not open and surrendered to this love that is all around, because your nervous system wasn't taught how to feel safe in this love. And it all comes down to the relationships that you have with your parents, to the relationship that you have been growing up in, because this is also your connection with the divinity, with God. If you felt safe with your parents and they nurtured you, you feel in the same way inside of you, with your body, with your nervous system, with God. But if you feel like your parents didn't fully take care of you, and you didn't feel safe in your own household, and there was a lot of conflict and just a lot of stress and tension, then you will feel this kind of heaviness reflected in your relationship with God as well. Because it will feel like you're asking for things, you're praying, but God is not listening. Because you're actually praying to something on the outside, and you're praying from lack, you're praying from limitation and scarcity. And it's not about even asking from the field, it's not even about praying, but it's about feeling it in your body and aligning with the frequency of that in the quantum field.
Yeah, oh my God, I love this. You were so dialed in and channeled, because I think also for some time I was all the time I was asking for the field and from God, and I kept on praying, and I had that exact same thought of like, but why is it not happening?
Same.
It was because, I mean, this is like from our own experience.
Yeah.
It was because we were not embodying it. We
Yeah.
were not realizing that God is within, and I can access that God inside of myself right now, and I can connect with the feel and with the energy right now in this present moment, and receive what I desire naturally, like through me naturally feeling fulfilled and feeling loved. And also that work with the parents and like the family, it takes so much time to decondition yourself from like that feeling of lack, of scarcity, and that feeling of not being loved. And it's really just about embodiment work and nervous system work and like relational work inside of yourself. And I feel like I want to also kind of clarify, how do we see the field, and let's get more into like the quantum field and how we connect with it and how we work with it. You want to share first?
Yes, I want to share, and I also want to say that what we are talking about right now, it's actually coming from the field. So we are becoming channels for that with our simple intention. And anyone who is tuning in, I want you to actually like take a deep breath and slow down and even close your eyes to receive this, because it will be very activating and powerful for you. Like this 10, 15, 30 minutes can rewire your whole life and your whole relationship with God.
Exactly, because you're so dialed in into the energy. It's like insane. Let's get into it, because I'm like just so excited about this.
Yeah, so I feel like the field is about presence. It's about being fully here and now with your body and feeling your body. And I feel like how we feel the field is actually this intelligence that is guiding and directing everything in our lives. It is this intelligence that is uniting us all, and it is creating synchronicity and perfect timing. And this intelligence knows everything that you ever need. It knows what to give you, it knows how much to give you, it knows where to guide you in order for you to meet that love, to meet that partner, to meet that next client.
$1,000,000 deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I would say again, it is like an intelligent field, and whenever I connect with the word field, for me it's almost like this, how can I say, this quality of like, I've experienced this in a lot of my ceremonies and trips, is like this quality of like water with electricity.
Yes, fluidity. I can
Fluidity
feel it in my
and like a
body.
morphogenetic field that is just like intelligent, and it's God.
And it's always moving.
It's
always like
moving.
in waves, and it's giving you and it's giving you.
And I feel like how you connect with that is for you to first connect with your heart, because if you're disconnected from your heart, you automatically do not feel the field. You're in disconnection, you're in scarcity, you're in lack, you're in disconnection. Separation, that was the word.
How do they connect with their heart?
And connect with their heart. And then also I feel like, before we get into it, I also feel like there's this quality of like you becoming a master of energy.
Yeah.
Because people who are masters of energy, like feel energy, feel the fields, those are the people who so easily connect with the field.
Yeah.
And opening your heart, I mean, it's such a deep topic, you know.
I feel like what is coming through for me is very easily like to just place their palms on this in the space of their hearts and to just drop with their attention right there
Yeah.
and begin with a few deep inhalations.
Yeah.
And then you just sit there with yourself, and even if it feels like there's nothing happening or you don't feel any insights or messages, it's still perfect because you're giving just attention to that space of your body.
Yeah.
And this is connection,
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah, exactly. Focus your awareness on your heart and breathe deeply into your heart, almost like you're pumping energy in your heart.
Exactly.
Like you are at your gas station and you're like pumping and you're pumping and you're pumping and you're like, let's pump some fucking blood, let's pump some fucking love in this heart, you know? And it's just like breathing and breathing and breathing into that very, very deeply. And obviously for people who want to go deeper, it's about meeting the shadows of this connection and what is actually stopping you from being in your heart.
Which we do.
Which which we do.
Which will help you.
Yeah. But it's also about, because I can say that I wasn't so open in the heart before and I didn't even realize this.
It's true, you don't realize it. You think that you're open.
I'm telling people all the time, you're not open in your heart, and you're like, yes I am. No, you're not.
I mean, there are to a certain degree,
but, like,
but there are
not
always deeper layers of that.
exactly, like to really, really, really feel the essence of your heart. And I can say that in the past I was not so open because you are so taught to be disconnected and to shut down your emotional side because you were hurt in the past, or you were taught that it was bad. And especially for men as well, like it's just a journey of like you just embracing your emotions. So another step of opening your heart, just embrace your emotions as they are.
Just feel them with no judgment, without comparison, without any labels. You just have to feel it all, and then your heart is opening, and you start crying, and you start to feel all of this warmth and this love and this fuzzy feeling, almost as if you are being born for the first time, and you're taking a deep breath of air, and you're like, oh, I'm here on earth, you know, I'm alive. This is, you can feel it right now. This is the energy of the heart that is pure aliveness, like erotic energy, that is not necessarily like, oh, sexual in that sense, but it's just like, wow, like I'm so alive and I'm feeling it all. And then when you're opening in this way to your body, you're opening to the field because you're starting to feel safe in your body, in your nervous system. And then your nervous system is like an electrical current that is expanding into the field, and the field is electric. So it's almost like you're plugging yourself in the source once again. And you take a step back and you actually let go of your little human self and her or his desires and whatever she thinks that she needs to eat, wherever she thinks that she needs to work or whatever. And you let the field work through you, and you let the field guide you in that place where you need to eat because you're gonna meet that person who's gonna give you that, and then the next thing and the next thing, and you're just living so much immersed in the field that you don't have time to think about the future or to worry or to think like what am I gonna eat next?
Again with the eating. But this just
everyone
shows,
is just thinking about eating.
But this just shows that this is not like such a deep, complicated work. It's literally even down to the basic stuff. Like you can leave this wisdom even down to the basic stuff of like when you feel confusion about what you're gonna have for breakfast or what you're gonna do in the day, it's like you literally can just follow, like let go of the mind and follow the field. I mean, I guess some people can connect with the energy of the field as like your intuition, but I think a lot of people think that their intuition comes from themselves, but it's literally, I think it's a one step deeper and more powerful if you can see it as an energy, as an entity that is guiding you into those places. And I feel like I want to give some examples of like some very powerful stories of when we were guided by the field, when we didn't know what we want to eat, and then we went and met the next, you know, very powerful client or something like that. Share something about it.
Well, I have a lot of these stories here in Bali because
like every
I feel
single
like
day.
well, at least a few times per month, because I feel like it's just so perfectly aligned and synchronistic in harmony with the field that is like maybe you feel called to go to a new place, and there you go, and then you meet someone that you have seen for a few days already, and then you start talking to that person. How it happened to me. I started talking to this guy, and he worked in crypto, and he was like very abundant. And then I told him what I do, that I work with plant medicine and ceremonies, and he was like, okay, let's do it. Like, do you have time this afternoon? And then he paid for me like almost 1,000 euro for a plant medicine ceremony that he didn't even want to receive. It was like he just needed to be in my energy and to be in my pure presence and to have someone to talk to, and it was that easy.
Mm-hmm.
And these things happen to us a lot, and it's not only the first time, the only one.
Yeah.
And it's not even about like the clients or the money, but I feel like it's more important to understand that when you go in these places, it's because you have to tune into a certain energetic field that is there. So maybe that place has to give you an activation of something that is missing in your body. Or in that place, you will let go of a fear, or you will let go of control, or you will have a sudden epiphany or realization because you're tuning into that frequency that is there, that you wouldn't even know if you're sitting in your house thinking with your mind. You know?
Yeah, that's very powerful. And I think you brought in like a new dimension that I didn't realize, that you also like shed some beliefs when you're like in that process and when you're in that. Because for me, whenever I'm like so awakened and guided by the field, it's like, oh my God, I'm meeting all of these people and I'm talking with this person and this person and this guy and this woman. And it's just like receiving a lot. But I didn't realize that I'm also rewiring a lot of like, I guess, emotional states or like shadows or, you know, things that I didn't realize that they were there. But yeah, I also had like some very powerful activations, like with, you know, very, very, very abundant client
Yeah.
that I just met like very early morning in the gym when my intuition guided me to go at like 6 a.m. And when I naturally woke up at 5 and I was like, let me just go there. And she hired me on the spot. Like she literally didn't even need to know anything else about me, but because she was also a very intelligent being and like in tune with energy, she was like, yeah, I want to work with you now. And that was like a huge up level and a very important step for me, also because of just the energetic exchange and like just the energy of like the abundance and everything that it was brought to me. And I think also I had an experience with a partner that I had in the past, in which it's like sometimes you're just guided to these places and you don't know why.
Yeah.
And you may not be even in the best emotional state.
Yeah.
I want to say you don't have to be like perfect necessarily to go there necessarily, but like you need to kind of be open in your heart to just follow the feeling.
A bit high vibrational.
Yeah, because I remember I was like close to my period and I was just feeling like a bit like meh about life, you know, you're late luteal. And I went to the beach and there was this guy and I instantly saw him and I just knew I would have a tantric connection with him. Not in the tantric Ubudian like, oh, but like looked at him, he looked at me, and like for the next 30 minutes we just looked at each other and smiled to each other, and it was just like, it was this energy of like, I felt his deep love and nourishment of the sacred masculine, and I was like, wow, I didn't even expect this, because I just went there like,
You just listen to the field.
I just listened to the field and not even like in the best, you know, but I was open in my heart.
Yeah, I love this. I feel like it's very important for people to understand what are some of the benefits of working with the field, like how they can start working with it and how they can apply it in their own life.
Yeah.
Besides meeting clients and maybe like a partner, I feel like it's very important to also kind of like center in the morning and set an intention, because we did this before. In the last weeks we were kind of like playing with our morning routine and playing with the portal energy that we are creating, and we were like all of a sudden like feeling like we kind of hit like a stagnant point in our life and our business, like things were not so exciting because we were not fully aligning with the energy of the field in the morning. We weren't using that very active time of the brain to actually set an intention and move in the day according to the field. So then all of a sudden I had this insight and I was like, why don't we meet every single morning, have a little portal, set a powerful intention, and constantly be immersed in an energy of celebration and expansion, and we experienced the most abundant week ever. And I feel like we were in the most high vibrational states, and no shadows or fear appeared. And every day the field kept on giving us
Yeah.
opportunities and money and
It was
love.
giving. It was giving and it keeps on giving. Yeah, yeah. And I feel like I also want to talk about the energy of play and fun, but after this.
This is really important for people to
Yeah,
understand. I feel like
yeah,
it's a very powerful
yeah.
point.
But one of the reasons why you should work with the field, I feel like, well, obviously, like you said, for more abundance or more for love, which I think everybody wants.
Yeah.
But if you look at the deeper side of it, because maybe that's sometimes for the ego mind, if you look at the deeper side of it, you're literally aligning with your most easeful life.
Yes, because it's easy. You're just going there and things happen easy.
I want to tell you and to all of the people who are listening that life can be easier than you expect. And you literally don't have to do as many things as you imagine.
Yeah.
Like, you just need to align with that, like, power of, like, the feeling of your intuition. You go there and something happens that you've been wanting and you've been praying for. It's just so easeful. And this is why, to come back to the energy of play, this is why the energy of play is so necessary, and like fun is so necessary, because if you're all the time serious, which I was definitely in the past, I feel like everybody, every fucking body, sometimes everywhere I go, I'm like, why are you so serious? Let's just have some fun.
Yes, it's true. It's
for people who are listening on the podcast, I need you to go and watch the video, actually, because it's even more fun. Like, what we are, the expressions is just like everything. But it's so serious, and actually the energy of seriousness dims down the field, because you're just like in your little ego mind, like, I need to go this and I need to go do a workout, I need to take this client, and I'm like, bro, God is actually having fun all the time. You need to have fun, because that is the energy of play, that is the energy of that is the energy of abundance. True. That is the energy of love. And every time we actually like released the constrictions of the mind and we just went and played, we were aligning with the highest timeline.
Yeah, and the more that you do this, the benefit of it is that things will accelerate for you, like extremely accelerated. Things will happen at a very rapid pace.
Yeah.
But you have to train your nervous system to be able to sustain that. And this is what we do in our mentorship containers.
Yeah.
We are attuning your nervous system to feel the field, to feel safe, to be relaxed in your nervous system, and to actually create from this space of like overflow and fulfillment and satisfaction. Because if you're coming again from seriousness, you're coming from the shadow states, and that will take you nowhere. You're just going to perpetuate the belief inside of you that life is hard and you have to work hard for it and you have to struggle, because this is what is implanted in our genetics. So it's actually not even about you, but it's about your genetics. And we basically decoded how to work with genetics. We decoded biology. And this is what we're doing. And it's extremely priceless.
Yeah.
It's like you receive so much more. You receive the whole life for what you're paying for. So if you're interested, just reach out. This is your invitation.
Hit us up, especially her, because she is working with the genetics, but I also channel the jinkies in my work.
Yeah, she's also doing very big work with the jinkies, which I'm very proud of.
Yeah, I'm a good student. And
the best.
Yeah, exactly. And we are doing it in such a playful, fun energy. Like, I feel like a lot of mentors are doing this coaching work, this transformational work, like so fucking serious, and you're so detached from you as a person. Like, they don't feel who you are as a person. They're just giving you a manual book and you're like, go ahead, follow this and you will have the success that I had, and then you follow it and it's like, you don't.
Can I just say that Indra paid so much money for this mentor, which, yes, her wisdom is amazing. We still work with her wisdom, but Indra barely met this mentor. Like, she paid to work with her for 6 months, but she barely met her, and she never had contact with her to text or to message, right?
No.
And we are so close to you that we become literally soul family, because we are.
And I didn't actually like receive what she said I would receive. I mean, I did receive a lot through like other work, but like you said, we are literally like family with our clients. And I think this is what is actually doing. This is what is actually doing the real work, is the love and the dedication we are putting in, because the process, we have our own process and it's very powerful, but I think it's literally the love and the dedication that is transmuting things for you, because you just feel so seen on a deeper level that nobody has ever will. And through our work with millionaires and multimillionaires, you are actually receiving all of the codes that we have gotten from these very powerful people.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
We are just very humble, but we have amazing, amazing, amazing tools and techniques and ways to rewire the subconscious mind to instantly make things happen. Money, love, whatever, orgasms, pleasure. It's like, yeah, one session is transformative, but wait till you see like 6 months
Six
or
months
one
or
year.
1 year, it's
Yeah.
like the best.
And then you will want more and more and more and more.
Give me all of that.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about God as well.
Do we still have time?
8 minutes.
Okay,
Minutes.
thank you.
Just like a very short God energy, because I feel like if you tune into the energy of the field and God, for me it's a bit different when I feel God. It is the field, like God is the field, but it's almost like I feel God like an energy even more inside of myself. And I'm curious, what suggestions do you have for people who want to feel more connected to God?
This is a really good question because guess what? I just made a transmission on how to feel God directly in their body.
Go ahead and go on Love Seat and listen on YouTube.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's bomb. Like in 17 minutes, you reach God into your body because I feel like it's a certain sensation that makes you feel so ecstatic that the mind is silencing. Because the ultimate thing that we all desire is to be free in our outer reality, but this freedom begins inside of our minds. So we just want to be free from our mind, free from the mental chatter, free from the limiting beliefs and the constrictions that are in our nervous system. So when you call upon this energy, you can call upon it. You can intentionally call upon it and desire to connect with it. And you sit there in the feeling and you basically work with your higher bodies. Like you just let the field merge with you and feel you, and you just feel it all, because the more that you feel it, the more that God will reveal itself to you or herself to you, because she's I think that she's a she. And and it's about God is just this pure state of ecstasy. It's just like being like so in love with everything and being so much into the present moment, like so deep into the atoms that are surrounding us that there is no mental chatter. And that
Yeah.
is it. The more that you reside in that space, the more that everything inside and around will shift and heal instantly.
Yeah. And God is being and feeling at the same time. Because I feel like we're doing like a full circle and coming back to the heart. Is literally every time I was connected in my heart, I felt God inside of me, and I felt the purity, I felt the bliss, I felt the freedom. Like you said, it's about the inner freedom, not necessarily the outer freedom, because it's just a reflection. And I felt that all the time. And whenever you feel like you're in a shadow state and you're contracted and something is upsetting you, you are hurt, something is just like bringing you down, open your heart and feel that feeling, and don't close off to it, because when you close off to it, you close off from God, and you close off from receiving any support and any help.
Yes.
So it's just about you accessing and deepening into your ability to feel, literally just feel, because the moment you also feel the feeling is when you have like the breakthrough.
True.
It's just feeling. But I
True.
know many people are like struggling with this, because it's just like takes time for you to feel safe in your body to feel.
It's true.
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel like also for me this morning it was a bit harder to drop into that feeling. Like it took some time because I had a rough night and I was a bit dysregulated and I was very much in my mind. And I feel like when things on the outside are like very exciting and awesome, you know, the mind is going into that kind of excitement, like producing a lot of. That's why I had a rough night, because I was like, there are so many exciting things happening that I was like, I don't want to sleep. I couldn't sleep, you know. But actually, it was even that a lot for my nervous system, because I should be detached even more. It's like the true mastery, I wrote a post on this, is when you actually detach from the outer reality, even when it's fucking amazing. Because when the outer reality will be challenging, you will have the willpower to already be in your center and to not let it define you.
Yeah, exactly. Such true words, and so like masterful, let's say, like so deep and genuine. Yeah.
It was the field who was speaking through me.
Obviously, we're all the time speaking from the field.
Yeah. Well, let's wrap things up.
I think we could wrap things up. I mean, this is such a large topic that I think we could go deeper into
Let's do
another
more.
time. Let's do more another time. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening to all of you. And definitely come join our mentorships and our one on one work because it's going to be the most transformative work you will ever do, and you won't need anybody else after this, I swear to God.
True.
And if you want both energies, you can also get us both and have like a little VIP session for
It's
both
true.
with both of our work or both of our mentorships. Like
Or we can design something
we
together.
can create something for you if you're a
What the
super
field wants for
powerful.
you.
Yeah, you can have both the sexual expression, the feminine and the masculine, and the deep DNA quantum work.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you. Thank you as well. Okay, bye. Okay, bye.